Dana Rivers is a well-known transgender activist.
When police spotted her coming out of the burning home where they found bodies of 2 women.
Imagine an inspirational figure, a respected teacher, labor leader, a Navy veteran, and even a whitewater rafting instructor, taking a brave stand for her identity as a transgender woman. Now imagine that same person implicated in a shocking crime that eradicates an entire family. What could have possibly driven such a well-respected figure to such a grim conclusion? Stick around as we unravel this unsettling mystery. Dana Rivers, once known as David Warfield, is the intriguing main character in this case. The early parts of her life appeared to be filled with success, both personally and professionally. Born as David Warfield, she had a commendable career in the Navy, exemplifying dedication and discipline. Her service was marked by high levels of commitment and respect for her duties. However, this was only one facet of her diverse career path. In the civilian world, Warfield established herself as a beloved teacher, appreciated by both students and colleagues alike. Her ability to communicate knowledge, inspire young minds, and create a warm, welcoming learning environment were qualities that earned her the respect within the educational community. But Rivers' talents extended beyond the classroom. She showcased a dynamic persona with her diverse roles as a baseball coach and a whitewater rafting instructor. These roles emphasized her love for the outdoors, her sense of adventure, and her ability to lead and mentor others. A critical turning point in Rivers' life was her struggle with gender dysphoria, a psychological condition where there is a mismatch between one's biological sex and gender identity. Accepting her true self, Rivers took the brave step to transition from male to female, making her one of the earliest public figures to openly discuss and bring attention to transgender issues. Her gender transition gained national attention in 1999 when she was forced to step down from her teaching position due to societal bias and discrimination. Yet she turned this personal setback into a platform for advocacy. Dana Rivers emerged as an activist for transgender rights, fighting for equality and recognition, and inspiring many others through her journey. However, the story of resilience and courage takes a dark twist. The same person who fought to break societal barriers, who was lauded for her strength and determination, was soon to become the architect of a shocking act of violence. In an unsettling twist, Rivers' life took a dramatic turn in 2016. She found herself at the center of a horrifying crime scene. A family of 3, a same-sex couple, and their teenage son, had their lives taken away in their quiet suburban home. The victims were Patricia Wright, a beloved schoolteacher, her wife, Charlotte Reed, a successful businesswoman, and their 19-year-old son, Benny Toto Diambu-Wright, a bright-eyed college student. All had their lives cruelly cut short in a single night. Planning her crime with chilling precision, Rivers used her relationship with Reed to gain access to the family home. As a member of the same all-female biker gang, the Deviants, Rivers was considered family by Reed and her partner. This connection allowed Rivers to slowly and methodically weave herself into the fabric of their lives. On that fateful night, she waited until the victims were at their most vulnerable, asleep, unsuspecting, before executing her gruesome plan. Without setting off any alarms, she managed to slip inside, and what followed next was a series of chilling events that led to the premature demise of the family. Rivers left nothing to chance, making sure there were no survivors who could later identify her. The methodical nature of her crime revealed a depth of premeditation that was hard to comprehend. With a silencer-equipped firearm, Rivers delivered death in whispers to Reed and Wright in their beds. Yet this was not enough for Rivers. She wanted to leave an undeniable mark of her wrath. Rivers' frenzied attack on Reed, leaving her unrecognizable was an expression of this deep-seated animosity. Charlotte Reed and Patricia Wright were found shot and stabbed multiple times in what a forensic psychologist described as overkill. As she attempted to leave the crime scene, a neighbor, alerted by the commotion, spotted Rivers and contacted law enforcement. Rivers had not only shot the victims, but had also stabbed Reed 47 times as the couple slept in their bedroom. The son, Benny Toto Diambu-Wright, was also a victim of this horrific crime, having been found lifeless in the front of his home. In a chilling turn of events, Rivers then set the garage on fire in an attempt to cover her tracks. When law enforcement arrived at the scene, they found Rivers attempting to flee by running towards a black Harley-Davidson motorcycle parked outside, covered in blood and gasoline, with the house set ablaze and her clothes telltale signs of the nightmare that had transpired. Rivers' arrest was calm and collected. She didn't resist, and the officers didn't have to initiate a high-speed chase or hunt her down. Instead, they found her at the scene, her demeanor oddly serene given the chaos she had just created. The perplexing calm Rivers displayed, paired with her refusal to shed light on any potential motive, only deepened the mystery surrounding the incident. Upon her arrest at the scene, Rivers was found in possession of knives, ammunition, and metal knuckles. According to police, she began to make spontaneous statements about her involvement in the slayings. Behind every heinous act hides a motive, often as complex as the individual who commits it. In Rivers' case, a blend of personal identity, bitter resentment, and a twisted sense of justice seemed to guide her down this dark path. With the dissolution of the all-women motorcycle club, the Deviants, Rivers reportedly felt a profound loss and sought to assign blame. Charlotte Reed's decision to leave the club seemed to fuel Rivers' rage, driving her to seek retribution. The motive for the slayings, as reported by the prosecutors, was a disagreement between Reed and Rivers, who were on and off again friends. The feud apparently centered on Reed's departure from the Deviants. Rivers, who had a 1%er tattoo, referring to the small percentage of motorcyclists who joined gangs, had usurped the role as enforcer for an outlaw motorcycle club and sought revenge on Reed for leaving the Deviants. The details of the trial were nothing short of horrifying, and the verdict delivered was equally damning. Rivers was formally charged with 3 counts of murder, arson, and possession of metal knuckles on November 14, 2016. The crime, which took place at the victim's Oakland home on November 11, 2016, was particularly brutal. Rivers had not only shot the victims, but also stabbed Reed 47 times, demonstrating a level of violence that shocked even seasoned investigators. After committing the murders, Rivers attempted to destroy evidence by setting the family's home on fire. The jury convicted Rivers last year of murdering this innocent California family. The judge, Scott Patton, who oversaw the trial, was frankly shocked when he heard the evidence in the case, describing it as the most depraved crime that I've handled in the criminal justice field in 33 years. The evidence against Rivers was so compelling, so irrefutable, that the judge had no choice but to sentence her to life in prison without parole. Despite a plea for a new trial, citing alleged legal errors, Judge Patton remained unwavering in his decision. He dismissed the claims as trivial matters and affirmed that the alleged errors in no way affected her trial in any meaningful fashion. Yet, even amid the grim legal proceedings, the humanity of the victims shone through. Richard Wright, Patricia's younger brother, poured out his grief and loss in a poignant statement. He described Patricia as the rubber band of our family, who kept everyone close and served as a bridge between relatives. Her loss was not just the loss of a life, but the unraveling of a family. Currently, Rivers is confined within the four walls of a prison cell at the Central California Women's Facility. Rivers' motives in this shocking crime remain as murky as the blood-stained scene that officers first encountered. The question that echoes in the minds of those following the story is a resounding why. There were no straightforward answers, but a swirl of factors could have possibly played a role. Was it her struggle with alcoholism, which can impair judgment and provoke violent behavior? Or could it be traced back to the lingering psychological scars from her failed marriages and turbulent personal life? Some speculate that her battle with gender dysphoria could have contributed to her actions. Such speculation, however, serves only to muddy the waters further. The trial of Dana Rivers left us with more questions than answers. A narrative filled with complexity and contradiction. It serves as a chilling reminder that beneath the surface of seemingly ordinary lives, darker currents can flow, leading to unimaginable tragedy.